Geek enthusiasts and aficionados, Mess 5150 with Malice Corp. Life's back at you guys on this day 5/12/17. Welcome back to the show. Let's talk about our presenters that are on the show. We've got our co-host that's always on the show, Bcon.
What up?
Welcome back to the show, GiaTomcat. Looking off to the side, we have BigPapaMatt.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome.
He has to say howdy. He's from Texas right now.
I mean, I had to get it out of my... I've been in Houston for a week, so it's just flying out of me right now.
It's just part of the vernacular. It's okay.
Superwhovianfreak.
Yo.
And watching what all of you people have to say to us on the chat board and letting us know who's out there right now as well is Jack Malice.
Hi, guys. This is Jack. So far, we only got Ryan and Mrs. Malice, so hopefully we'll pick up here about the show.
Okay.
Eric.
What up, Ryan?
Okay, so we had a fairly interesting week this week. Not too much in nerd news. The major things that happened was more with our site itself, so that was fun. We had a bit of a hiccup. If you guys didn't notice, there was some articles, 9 days worth of stuff that disappeared because of people coming in and strong-arming us and stuff.
To use an arrow term, we got Felicity smoked.
Yeah. So,
yes, we did.
If you noticed with the title of this podcast, Business as Usual, bring it. We're going business as usual and getting our things done. Yeah. So that means we're going straight into our first segment that we always have every week, and that's Nerd News. Couple really nice, fascinating things that happened. One of the articles that had come out earlier in the week was talking about how wonderful Monday was in terms of all the good pop culture news we got, and then the knife in the eye that we got at the end of the day from all the news. So first and foremost, we got the Blade Runner trailer, the first full trailer for Blade Runner, and it looks awesome. I wish the sequel had come into existence a lot sooner, and I know it's been something that's been in development for a very, very long time, but everything about it, in my opinion, looks fantastic. Even Jared Leto, who I'm not a huge fan of, but what I think Bcon, you heard a comment on Reddit in regards to Jared Leto.
It was so awesome. It was something like somebody should win an award just for creating a Jared Leto character who isn't human, something like that. Like, it was a total knock on him, and it was it was a Reddit comment, and it was fantastic. And I wish I could quote it word for word, but he still looks awesome in the movie, though. It looks like it's going to be a good one. Yeah, I don't think Ridley Scott's. I think he would have done it if not for this small bit. Did anybody else watch the trailer?
No, not yet.
You were at a conference.
No, I don't trust movie trailers anymore, so I stay away from it.
This one really doesn't give a lot away, and I think being that it's Ridley, he's gonna try and hold some back with it.
I don't know. I
there
don't trust
is
it.
one thing that's making me that looks like they're trying to say a specific person is a replicant, and I think they're doing that to trying to throw you off the trail. So
it's called Spoilers West.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't say the person that I think. Along with that, the other great news that we got on Monday is a series from the BBC that has one of our favorite characters that won one of our polls. Jack Harkness is coming back in some form, some way. Bcon, you had something to say about that. So.
Yeah. So the big news this week is that Torchwood season 5 is going to be coming now. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the great Captain Jack Harkness, John Barrowman on the screen, but it is coming through on an audio. So it's going to be an audio series. That's going to be season 5, which will be the follow-up to the last season. This one is going to be called Aliens Among Us. So we will have John Barrowman coming back to reprise his role, and yeah, there's a lot of big hype around it. So yeah, I'm excited to hear it. It's going to be different, obviously, but
yeah. The first episode, it's on they're on pre-order right now. The
Yes.
first episode will drop August 17th. The other big thing that comes along with this is not only are you getting Barrowman and Eve Miles doing the voice for their main characters, Russell T Davies, who created Torchwood and who revived Doctor Who in the first place, is the one that's front running, getting the story kind of worked out and stuff. So that's
awesome.
Yeah. And they're doing it full series wise, so I think it's a total of 6 episodes or something that they're going to do. So
I know that there's
it'll
4
definitely give it some
announced
time.
for sure.
4
so
now, and
there's
they're
at
going to
least
have
4
something right
announced.
on later. Yeah. So
Will the US get it?
yeah, you can actually go and pre-order it now on. We had an article about it. I don't know if that was one of the ones that got lost. Oh yeah, it was, because it was the one that's.
Big Finish is the name of the company that's
Big Finish,
producing it. So, yeah.
BigFinish.com. You can go pre-order it right now on there, and you can either get it as a digital download or they will send you a CD. Well, I don't know if they're going to send it until after the whole story's done or whatnot, but yeah.
They do Doctor
We'll
Number 8 seasons too.
Oh, really? Didn't know that. So, I mean, we get some form of Torchwood. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I believe, Superwhovianfreak, you're getting a pineapple for Christmas, if I'm hearing things right.
It's going to be the best pineapple ever pineapple. We're getting the Psych movie that's released, being released in December. They're going to start filming it in, I think it was July that they said. Everyone literally thought this was a joke. Carrie Elwes, who played Pierre Despereaux in Psych, had come out at one of his movie screenings or, festivals or whatever he was at, and dropped hints about, a reunion in a movie. But I mean, there was nothing there. Everyone's always talking about reunions. It's the time for reunions. And it was brushed off as a joke. And then, Psych. And, but then comes out that Steve Franks, who created the series, and James Roday, who was Sean in the series, have actually co-written a 2-hour script. It's going to be released to TV on USA Network, and it's going to be a whole reunion. They're going to have Amundsen back as Lassiter. They're going to have O'Hara. Corbin Benson's coming back as Sean's dad. Dule Hill's coming back as Gus, and I think that Carrie Elwes is going to be in it. I'm not sure who else. They haven't released any other guest star news, but I'm assuming, since Carrie Elwes was talking about it, that he's going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. But it's going to be super awesome, just like their musical was. No comments. The musical haters.
No, I'm not going to comment on the musical, but Ryan is going off in the chat channel quite a bit about wanting a contest where if he wins, and he says he has to win, Wes has to buy him a Hack 5 pineapple, whatever that is.
What is a Hack 5 pineapple? I have to look that up, because I can't buy very much of anything right now. So.
I did do a quick search really quick on Audible. I don't know if it's the new ones, but looks like there's quite a few Torchwood audio dramas and stories and books, and they're all read by John Barrowman.
Well, Barrowman and his sister co-wrote a whole ton of Torchwood books, so there are a bunch of them already out there. But this new series would not be yet available, but I would be interested to see, and I would think maybe it will show up on Audible.
Well, this one's not, it might show up, but this one's not a book read story. It's an actual audio drama.
Well, that's what these are being billed as on Audible, as radio dramas, like the old school 1920s, 1930s audio or radio dramas.
Maybe that's why they're getting the series done this way, then, because they've already tested it with those.
Yeah, it's Aliens Among Us is the name of the new Aliens Among Us. So,
but shameless plug, if you go through the Malice Corp website, you can get 2 free audiobooks from Audible.
Yes, I love me some Audible.
Especially since in July, I got to look at the dates again. It might be beginning of June. The X-Files new audio book comes out with both the original actors reading the parts for that. So, but yeah, back to it. I want to get kind of Big Papa Matt's take on this. We did get some casting news yesterday for the first time for New Mutants. And the first castings that we got is Wolfsbane is going to be played by Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones. And and
you can't beat that.
And Magic, which is Colossus's sister, is going to be played by Anya Taylor-Johnson, which was the main girl from Split. So
yes.
Want to get kind of what your thoughts are on that, Big Papa Matt.
So for Maisie, I'm like, absolutely get her in as many things as possible. The girl is pretty phenomenal. And the fact that we're going to get her revolved around an X-Men line with New Mutants, like, yes, let's go. I'm in all day, every day. Now, the Anya Taylor, man, I kind of love this girl. Like, if you haven't seen her in, she did the Witch movie.
I didn't see The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch. And then she was just in Split, obviously. This girl is phenomenal. I think she carried The Witch, her and her father in that movie. That was a creepy ass flick. Like, next time you decide to cuddle up under the covers on a dark night and watch a scary movie, all I gotta say is don't mess with Black Phillip, man. Don't mess with Black Phillip. But she was also phenomenal in Split. Like, she carried a lot of emotional weight in that movie. And to hear that she's going to get thrown in this, man, we have really heavy hitters that have done heavy acting work. This isn't your normal daytime TV drama kids and girls getting thrown in shows, which makes me really excited for this. Yeah.
And to pinpoint, I had an article come out today about the casting on this. To everybody that's not comic book savvy or the New Mutants, when they came out, dealt with a lot more serious stuff than the X-Men comics themselves did. They really hit on things that teenagers deal with on a very serious tone. I mean, death and loss and fear of being accepted by other people or thinking that they weren't good enough. And so there was some serious tones. So to go get two really good actors that have shown that they can kind of deal with those serious tones, I think this is showing that Fox has taken a step in the right direction with some of this casting.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
It's the environment we're in, right? We are in a driven environment. Whatever the politics are, we're not going to get into that today. That's not what this show's about, right? But Mutants, X-Men has always been about diversity and people being people. And it doesn't matter what you are, what you do, what it is. It's people and helping others out and dealing with those situations. And New Mutants hit it really, really hard again, and they revitalized that tone, that discrimination, that fear of difference and changes. And as long as they can harness some of that, I mean, this thing's going to be a home run.
Yeah. And the other little thing that I hinted at on it was, maybe it'll get us a little bit of a small Game of Thrones reunion since you've got Sophie Turner playing or on X-Men, so...
Yeah, or Jean Grey, I should say.
You can't do a Game of Thrones reunion; they're all dead.
They will be.
No doubt.
We haven't gotten that far yet, but they are pretty close as it is right now. Last bit of news. This is where my nerd rage comes from for this week. This is where I said the knife in the eye happened and stuff like that. So we get all this fantastic stuff on Monday. We get the Blade Runner trailer. We get that Torchwood is getting the audio series. We get that there's going to be a Psych movie. So all this amazing stuff happens. And then they come out and they go, oh, by the way, we're going to do Hellboy. And we get excited. We go and we look at Twitter. We see it's trending. And we go to look for that announcement for Hellboy 3. And no, it's a Hellboy reboot. And
Hellboy? Hell no.
Hell no. Hashtag not my Hellboy. Hashtag not my Hellboy.
And Perlman's not attached to play Hellboy, so it's like, okay, well, maybe we got Guillermo still. No Guillermo either.
Yeah, see, that's what does it for me. I'm okay with them recasting and rebooting, and Perlman stepping aside. I mean, he did a great job. He was a great Hellboy, but you can't do it.
No. Look, reboots are for failures, or when people are too old to make a sequel, and that's not the situation we're in. Like, this is a freaking travesty. Like, the first two Hellboys are amazing, and to just come in and just say that we're gonna just start over. Sorry, I'm with Mest on this one. That's BS. Like, you are just disgracing some amazing movies.
What burns me about it the most, if they wanted to reboot it, fine. But literally, Guillermo had one Hellboy movie left to make. He was supposed to be a trilogy. Matt has sat there with me at Hall H when Guillermo walks out on stage and goes, "Do you guys want a Hellboy 3?" And you hear nothing but craziness in Hall H. And he says, "Scream it, let them know, because the execs are standing right there, and they don't believe me when I say that you guys want Hellboy 3." And
I think go ahead and finish up.
Eric from the chat channel seems to agree with the bulk of you guys. He says it's Spider-Man all over again.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude, yes, seriously.
Ryan is now commenting on how proud he is of Becon's audio quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the power of a quad-core processor. So, yes, it's
Quad core.
So
not one, not two, not three, 4.
And then Ryan also wants us to do a drunken podcast panel. So
We've talked about that.
we want to. We'll probably have to be off of YouTube and be one of our audio podcasts later. So, but to the final point with the Hellboy, I do want to give the silver linings where they can be found. At least the director that they went to go get and make the new one, Magnolia, is still on board. So that's the benefit, is at least you have the creator of Hellboy still being part of it. Neil Marshall has made some fantastic movies on a little bit lower of a budget that are dark and creepy, that still have a fantastic. Doomsday, Centurion, and Descent are all great movies that show that kind of darkness, that have a really good storytelling. So I do like that. I feel that the guy that they're casting as Hellboy, the sheriff from Stranger Things, I like the actor, but I feel like they just looked at somebody and went, "Who else has a big brow and a big chin?" Because you're gonna
have the big forehead for the horns.
That's what he's got, and he's got that same type of face structure as Perlman. So that's the silver lining, at least, on these. Was there something last that you were going to say, BigPapaMatt? Because I think you had a point that you were.
Well, I just think, you talked about Comic-Con and Hall H, that I think that was Guillermo maybe petitioning to get on this project. They've always talked about it, and I think the studio's always wanted it there. And maybe that was just him, kind of seeing the writing on the wall for himself and being like, man, I might be in trouble of not getting this job if I don't have some of that support. So that might have been his call out. Like, hey, yell out, shout out to these guys, let them know I'm here, especially if I'm going to be the one that you guys want to do it. And maybe this is just the studios showing like, hey, we want this franchise, but we're going to try to go a different route now. As long as it's supported, as long as you get people who love it, we see what happens when these superhero movies, these comic book movies, get in the hands of people who are just there to try to cash a check and aren't there in a love for that space.
Yeah. So that was your top news for the week. Who else do we have before I move on to the next segment? Who else joined us, and what do we got going on in the chat? Jack.
Oh, Ryan's just making his case for the Drunken Podcast, and we picked up Robert, aka Heck. He's saying hello, and he thinks that the new Hellboy is going to suck because he didn't give any reason, but he thinks it's going to be bad.
Yeah, I'm keeping that silver lining that hopefully it's another Dark Knight where it just surprises us type of thing. So. And
Eric went off on a little rant about Spider Jam, which is kind of disturbing and scary all at the same time. I don't know what grocery store is going to carry that, but
okay. Well, let's get into our next segment, which is
And Ryan wants
the
to
poll.
Ryan wants to fly out here to fill in for me on the drunken podcast. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
He just wants to sit in that comfy chair you're in right now.
He wants the big mic too.
So we have our nerd fight poll, which we do every single week. This week was best non-force user. Our choices: you had R2D2, Thrawn, Wedge Antilles, Grand Moff Tarkin, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Boba Fett. So a lot of really good choices to choose from. Unfortunately, not a lot of support came for this poll as we've seen in the past. So it was very, very surprising. We got some really good support from actual creators that helped out with these characters. I myself got Daniel Logan, who played young Boba, to retweet our tweet, and Joe Johnston, who created Boba, has directed the Captain America film and Jumanji and stuff like that, to create his own tweet about our link, and then also blast it out on Facebook, and then have conversations with people about why Boba should be the winner and stuff. So it was it was a really, really cool thing to see. Wedge started coming on at the end a little bit. He started getting some love after Daniel Logan tweeted him out, but not enough, unfortunately. BigPapaMatt. So, what did you find kind of going on out there, Superwhovian, when you were
Dude,
hitting for...
this is not a knock to Star Wars fans, because I know most of them are awesome. Don't get me wrong. But seriously, loosen the stick up a little bit that you have shoved up your butt and have some fun. I mean, I have never seen people. I admin a Star Wars group on Facebook that has 5,000 people in it, and they literally interact with nobody. I'm like, really? No. And I'm not talking about just me and what I post. I mean, anyone. Someone will post something, and I will go through and I will scroll through. There will be no likes for it. There will be no conversations about it. You go in like a Buffy group, you go in a Supernatural group, man, you can't shut those people up.
Mm-hmm.
There will be 800 people rehashing the same point over nothing, you know?
Spike eyebrows.
Right? But you can't get these Star Wars fans to even click a little like. And they're so picky on Reddit. Like, well, where's this person? Well, this poll doesn't say fun. Why isn't this person on here? What do you mean this person's not on here? Well, I don't like any of these people, so I'm not going to participate. And it's like, well, okay then. Nice day to you too.
It was a little interesting, yes. Definitely nerd fight. There's some nerd rage there.
I had no idea it was going to be.
Sarah's been wound pretty tight. I mean, are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well,
I'm good.
Yeah.
But that's what
Just don't ask her about Supernatural.
Oh, that's coming up next, right?
That's coming. Yeah, let's get straight into where we're at on the results for things.
Yeah.
So fan votes. First, one of the two of the fan votes came in with 5 votes. Grand Moff Tarkin. So Grand Moff Tarkin 5 votes. Wedge Antilles got another vote. He got up to 9. So I just
almost at that double digits.
Well, like we said when you first picked him, it was a good pick, and he's underappreciated. He doesn't get the love that he should in terms of basically being the best pilot in verse.
Well, that's you can make the argument that he's not the best pilot in the Star Wars universe, but he's also because you have the Jedis like Luke and Anakin, who are amazing pilots, but he can go toe to toe with them, and he doesn't have the Force.
He's not Force.
So
I don't know. Exactly.
I don't know. It's pretty easy to be a great pilot when you can see the future and know what your opponent's going to do. You know, I don't know. Just tossing that out there.
Well, the thing, I mean, the other thing that was mentioned too about Wedge is the only pilot to have flown into the trench and into the Death Star both times. No other pilot went Death Star both times, and lived. So
not even Luke did that?
No, Luke only went to the trench the first time.
No, once.
He didn't
That's
go
right.
to the hardcore trench that Lando had to go through in that big ass Millennium Falcon, man.
No, that's right. Yeah, because he was in the Death Star the second time. So
So, and then we had R2D2. So the fans didn't come completely last. They got the Swiss Army droid, and he got 26 votes, so he did pretty good. Then we had Thrawn, and that's showing just the popularity that he has with only having been in Rebels and within books. So, fantastic, strong character. We also had a plea for votes on YouTube. There he is.
Amanda parents.
So, oh, he's not happy. Yeah, I know. You're not happy with the whole response.
That's like so sad.
Bcon Baka. Oh, okay, hold on. I'll get to it. Bcon Baka did a YouTube video asking for votes for his cousin Chewbacca, and it got a ton of views. And I really thought that it was something that was gonna let him, as the phrase goes, let the Wookiee win. So,
oh, you could wear that mask while getting busy.
Oh, God. You said it, Bcon. But yeah, that's a little bit of the taste. That if you haven't seen the video, still go watch the video. Make sure you have your closed captioning on, because that's what really makes it, because there is definitely a translation for everything on there, and it's a lot of fun. And we just wanted to get a word from his cousin back in here. That was, so Chewbacca came in with a total of, if I can get back to it, 52 votes. So he came in at third. Second was Han Solo. Mm-hmm. And it looked like Han Solo was going to win it for quite a while, until we kind of got that support from Joe Johnson and stuff like that. And then it was.
So you might say that Han shot first?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, Han definitely shot first. But Boba came from behind, and yeah. So Boba Fett wins, and I finally toppled your winning streak, Sarah. Yeah, barely. We didn't have any votes over 100, and we're hoping that gets fixed this week, being that we are going to go into a fandom, as Sarah said, that will just talk about their stuff and support their stuff. So this week, in honor of the season finale, the 2-hour season finale next week, which will be fun to talk about, I'm sure, next week.
Fun or stab you in the eye fun, maybe.
Is the best supernatural character. So, and we are not limiting it to just side characters or anything like that. We're going full on any character, because we figure that even the main characters have some strong fights between them and stuff like that. So I get first choice on this. I'm going with the character and actor that I appreciate more than anybody on the show. That I just I love the actor as a person and his thought process and on things and stuff. I'm gonna take Castile, Misha Collins character, because yeah, it's too much fun to watch all the stuff that he does. No.
Misha is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't know if you watch the con videos, but you just got to go watch him talk. And it is just, nobody can embarrass himself more than Misha Collins can embarrass himself.
Well, one of the best panels at Comic-Con is the Supernatural panels, and they happen on Sundays, so they're actually fairly easy to get within. I mean, they still get people lining up, but it's not as bad as what you would get on the other days of the week. So they are extremely fun panels to go to, and Misha is awesome. But Han Solo did come in second, so you do get the second choice.
Well, Cass is my favorite character. Misha is one of my favorite human beings probably on the planet. And But my second choice, for me, the series would be fine if I just got to watch Dean and Cass do their buddy road trips in the Impala. I don't need anyone else except maybe an occasional guest star. So for me, my second choice would be Dean. And I mean, if I have to explain why I'm choosing Dean Winchester, then you clearly don't watch the show. I mean, he's human, he's flawed, but he's loyal. He goes out of his way to protect his family. Doesn't always make the right choice, but he does make the choice of the heart, and he's the most vulnerable out of all of them. When you watch the show and you watch the series, that's why this season's been so hard to watch. Watching him have to face the fact that his mom is not the saint that he thought she's been built up to be by his father and in his own mind, and watching that topple down and seeing him have to deal with this fallout and this consequence that his mom's an actual human being. It's very heart-wrenching to watch. So that's my pick.
Okay, so Dean. Third place was Bcon.
So I'm gonna go not with the most popular choice, but so I will admit I haven't seen a ton of Supernatural. I've seen a little bit. I'm way behind. It's one of those things I'm gonna get caught up as soon as all these other shows go off the air. But my youngest son, is a huge Supernatural fan, so I actually had a little chat with him to find out what's his favorite character. And when I found out what his favorite character is, it just so happens that I really love the actor too. So it kind of all works out that way. So my choice is actually going to be Bobby, because I love Jim Beaver. He's an awesome actor.
Jim Beaver. I love Jim Beaver.
And it's my kid's favorite, so I'm gonna rep my son's favorite character in all of the seasons. Going with the family vote.
And as Bobby says, family don't end in blood.
Yep, that's right.
All right, Jack, you're in there at fourth place with Thrawn.
Yeah,
so.
my sad fourth place.
But you might have a decent pick to do here.
Well, you guys already know what my pick's going to be.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's my favorite character, and if me and Super Whovian had a discussion where she was talking about the fact that she thinks he might be killed off at the end of this season, and we kind of saw something like that without throwing out any spoilers, but I don't think it happened last night. But I'm going with Crowley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I already had it written in there.
Crowley, Mark Shepard.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Mark Shepard, dude. Like, what has that man not done? Seriously.
Seriously, can someone answer that?
No, you can't. A Marvel movie. He hasn't done a Marvel movie. There you go. All right. Yet.
Well, the power of yet.
Yes. Let's hope that the folks watching are Supernatural fans, because the next vote is actually from the fans, and because they had the R2D2 vote.
Well, to be honest, we haven't seen anything yet. So, maybe you want to skip the fans for a while, because I don't think Jean-Luc Picard actually counts.
And Mike Hunt.
Hashtag not my captain.
Be part of it
Yes. Bcon, downtown power right there, dude. That was high five, bro.
Okay, so with that being said, I guess then we're going straight to BigPapaMatt, who Wedge Antilles got you.
All right. So I haven't had the most internet-friendly choices in these nerd fights, and I was not expecting this gentleman to fall, and I still kind of want to go the other way because I actually think it's a better character for the show.
Do it.
I'm gonna go my favorite character with the trunk full of guns, the Chevy Impala, the Impala baby, man, is going to be my favorite character. Drop the hammer on that. So that is a 67 Chevy Impala with a trunk full of guns. Baby, let's go. Give it a call. Give it a call.
A good.
Whew. Dang.
Way to pick out the box, man.
It is a character.
I thought for sure he was going to say Sam or he was going to say John Winchester, but no.
Dang. The wheels, man. The wheels. I'm going to give it to the Impala.
That's a good one. That's because it is, yeah.
It is. I mean, they had a whole episode dedicated to it.
They absolutely did. It was actually one of my. I'm not a huge Supernatural fan anyway.
It was one of my all-time favorites.
But watching that episode where that's the one with the car gets bought by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the father, in that I believe. And
that was in season 5. They just did an episode. In season 11, they filmed the entire episode from the inside of the car.
Oh, yes.
And
okay,
it's called
so that's
Baby.
all right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm totally justified in my choice then, kids. I'm not a huge Supernatural fan, but I've watched about 3 seasons worth, and yeah, I absolutely love that car every single time it's on. So yeah, I'm going with Baby, the 67 Impala. I believe it's 67, right? I'll have to look that up.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So good. That surprised the heck out of me. So yeah. Gia, you get to give us your choice on who.
Me? I think I will choose. Let's see. Okay, I'll pick Sam.
Okay.
Twisted your arm.
He's the only one left.
Did we get anything from the fans?
Well,
if not, I know I'm
it
gonna
not
put
really
it for
from
him.
the chat channel, but Mrs. Malice came running out here and is jumping up
She's
and
pushing
down.
for Jeffrey Dean.
What's that?
Is she pushing for for Papa Malice or Papa?
Yeah, she
Winchester?
wants me on the poll.
Well, speaking from a
that
female,
rotating stripper pole.
baby aside, there should be some female representation up in here.
I was actually going to go Felicia Day for a little while. I know she had some episodes for a while. Yes, that's Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah, but I'm kind of in love with that Impala, man.
I know.
Well,
there's your female representation.
Just posted it on the live chat, so we got it for the first time. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. They want Sam, or not Sam. They want Daddy Winchester.
Yep.
But
if you're gonna go with, if you want to pick a female character, I would go with Rowena myself, but that's just me.
No, I love some Ruthie Connell.
No.
Rowena is amazing, and she's a redhead. You can't go wrong with a redhead.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So,
Good choice.
All the
Good
guys
choice.
just sit there with.
We have 7 on the poll, and that's quite deep. Should we throw a female on there?
Are there any alive in the show
Look,
to put on?
I'm just going to say right now. Hold on. Based on the rant video that I watched last night from Superwhovianfreak, if we don't have a female on this poll, we're just as bad. We're just as bad as the
So what you're saying is Becon's changing his vote? Is that that's what I'm hearing?
if I had to.
I could change mine to Felicia Day.
We have 2 people on the cast that said, I just want to give the fans some support too. So we'll go with Charlie and we'll put her on there.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, why not?
At least alive still.
Rowena is alive. Jody is still alive. Donna, Claire.
Jack, there's not that many that are still alive. That's the problem. That's the problem with the.
There's not that many.
Supernatural Game of Thrones. Supernatural Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
And it's not just women that get killed. I mean, men get killed just as much sometimes. But, well, that's a rant.
Well, before we get into let's go with the list. So the list that we've got is we've got Castile, we've got Dean Winchester.
Who's Gene Winchester?
That's the lost Winchester cousin.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the drunk uncle you never see.
That's the one they
Bobby,
keep in the closet.
yeah, Bobby, Crawley, Baby, the Impala, Sam Winchester, Daddy Winchester, and Charlie, and that's what we've got for this week's poll. So it should be a fun one because we already know the Supernatural fans are pretty rabid based off of the CW poll that we did a few weeks back. So
We'd be rabid like a guy that wants to vote 63 times within 30 minutes
fuck, dude, that's not
by
happening.
clearing his IP and his cookies 63 times in 40 minutes.
You can't prove that. You can't prove that, Jack. I didn't do it. That was Bcon Baka, okay? He doesn't know how to use it. Okay.
So let's get into the other big happenings that happened this week.
Supportive cousin.
Yeah.
So, anybody, did any of your favorite shows get canceled?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What's what? Yeah. Oh. Bcon, I think you have the floor, Bcon.
Well, I'm gonna say it, and then Superwhovianfreak's gonna jump right in too. But NBC canceling Timeless.
That is-
Let me tell you something.
Oh.
Somebody's going to pick that show up, and they're going to run with it, and they're going to make a ton of money, and they're going to make fans happy. I hope to God that's what happens. But I mean,
NBC dropped the ball big time by cutting that show. People complaining, I saw a report that people are complaining, well, it didn't wrap things up. And I'm sorry, do you know Eric Kripke? Did you watch Supernatural? Do you not understand that he does things in a 3, 4, 5-year arc? He does not wrap things up in one season. None of his shows have ever done that. You knew that going in, and then you sit there and you bitch that he didn't do the things that he always does, which is literally his arcs go all 4 or 5 seasons. And so, when you watch Supernatural, you watch the 50th season and you go, oh, that's why this happened in season 1. That's why this happened in season 2.
He's playing the slow game. He's playing the slow game. And so it's not like it wasn't getting viewers either. You're averaging like 6 million viewers a freaking every Monday. What more do you want from NBC?
Yeah.
Like I'm
10 o'clock on a Monday night. Yeah. The cast was fantastic.
Yes.
The writing was fantastic. The plots. You had a couple episodes here and there where it was just like, really? But overall, they dropped the ball big time.
Totally.
That is going to come back and bite them in the butt.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
I hope it does. And for that to not get renewed.
Too high.
What was
Sorry.
that?
What was that?
I think the production values were too high.
No, not they could have cut that. It wasn't. It was just like Bcon said, it was a bubble show because it was, oh, well, we have enough viewers, but do we think it's going to get more viewers? Do we not think it's going to get more viewers? Is it going to grow? It was a viewer issue and NBC decided to say, nope.
And after they canceled it, it was the number 4 trending topic on Twitter for 3 hours straight. Yeah. So it's not like it's not getting love from fans. And I can't tell you how much I saw just all kinds of fans with the hashtag Renew Timeless. And sorry, I'm nerd raged right now.
Yeah.
You got me all fired up again. I was calmed down, but
do we have any other shows that people were enjoying that got canceled?
Well, there was Sleepy Hollow, which I loved in the beginning, but that got to the point where it was just like you cut the main female character, and the whole reason I watched was her and Ichabod's dynamic. And it was just gone. And I adore the guy that played Ichabod, but he couldn't carry it on his own. He really couldn't. And I like Orlando Jones too. I'm not knocking because I think he's awesome, but.
Well, it was the same type of thing that everybody that was any good on the show pretty much got gone
act.
from the show.
Yeah, and I had a feeling it was coming once they cut Abby off the show, and I think maybe they intended to bring her back in the future. I think that her, with the whole resurrecting, the soul being in the other person, I think that they were going to, weird as it sounds, they were going to take that soul and they were going to resurrect her, but obviously that's not going to happen now. So
yeah. And to talk about the elephant in the room in terms of shows getting canceled and bringing shows back, ABC planning to bring back American Idol. Well, some shows like Timeless are getting canceled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That just, I don't know, creams my cheese. It creams my cheese. Because it's disgusting. It's disgusting and unnatural, and it just shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't happen.
Wait.
Just
Is that actually a thing? Eating your cheese?
No, it's not. It's not, and that's why I said it, because it's disgusting.
Now.
It's disgusting and unnatural.
Cream my cheese.
And nobody wants to get.
That really creams my cheese.
We need a shirt that says that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Superwhovianfreak. That really creams my cheese.
Creams my cheese. I mean, that really has to be the best PG term I've ever heard.
Exactly.
Something tells me that you saw that. You had to have seen that like in a Pulp Fiction like blur out, like one of that movies.
Yeah, I actually think it was in a blur out of an Eminem song.
There it is. Phenomenal. That's great. I love it. I loved it. Yeah, we're getting out of the shirt. I think it should be West's next hat, Mess hat.
Yeah.
I know, Jack. I know you watched one or two of the episodes, but they'd already renewed it for 2 seasons. So I don't know, excitement-wise, how you are about this. But American Gods got renewed for 2 more seasons already after 2 episodes.
Well, I only got to
at least
the
second season
actually, because I'm pretty busy. But I like Neil Gaiman's work. Like I said, I only got about 15 minutes of the show. I did finish reading the book. It's not my favorite book that he's written, but I would think it tends to, from after reading it, I think it's going to do better as a TV show than it did as a book, to be totally honest.
Okay. Well, apparently it's already.
And it really wasn't. It wasn't the books. It was kind of the format the book was written in that put me off. Not so much the story. He has a lot of little excerpts where he jumps into these little novellas that are in the book, and it seems to take and break up the immersion of the actual story. So as long as they're not doing that with the show, I think it's going to do really well. Like I said, I only got to see 15 minutes of it.
Okay. Well, this will be. What's that?
2 shows that ended way too early in their life. First, because it was crescendoing. Like, this thing was getting heat. Multiple seasons, and they still cut it off. Arrested Development, man. That was a show that needed more time. It was hitting major strides. It found its tone. It's found its funny. And then we got this like butchered Netflix season that it was not good. And that's not how that show should have had a finish. And the next one was it was actually on the El Rey network today. They did the whole season of it back to back to back. I was working from home a little bit today, going between some stores later in the afternoon, but I recorded the whole first season. Constantine, man, that thing, I was in love with Constantine a couple years back. I thought they were doing a great job with that, had a great tone. And I believe it's NBC. They waxed that thing for no reason. I felt it was very, very disappointing to see that show go.
Yeah, the only one, the casting on Constantine was fantastic, and
so good.
They're supposed to be, from the rumors I heard, they're supposed to be bringing the same actor over to CW at some point to play John Constantine. So not as a show of his own, but to continue playing that character. So.
The other one that I was a little bit, I already knew about it. It had been announced a little over a month ago. Was Powerless being canceled? If nobody's seen Powerless, like it's worth going and watching the episodes that were there.
It's pretty good.
It's a fun little concept. I mean, and a lot
Absolutely.
of the cast are pretty awesome, but it's a cool little idea.
It absolutely is. Anytime you can get Alan Tudyk on a show like that to give his high-level, great comedy, man, it's got great things. And Ron Funches is a phenomenal stand-up in that as well.
Yeah, he is.
Love
Oh my
Funches.
gosh, he's great in that. I wasn't a huge fan of some of the writing on that show, but I think it could have found a way. I think it could have found its niche in this world of
I
superhero
totally agree.
big shows. And yeah, that might have been one that maybe needed one more season to really have found its stride, I think.
Yep.
Let's do our little where you can follow everybody. So we'll start with you, Bcon.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Bcon_MaliceCorp. You can follow me on Facebook now at Bcon MaliceCorp, and Instagram Bcon_MaliceCorp.
Okay. Anywhere we can follow you, Gia?
I'm on Twitter as Red Me Paw. That's 2 words. Red Me Paw.
Okay. BigPapaMatt.
As always, you can follow me at BigPapaMatt on MaliceCorp.com, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, Son of Maku, SONFOFMAKU on Snapchat. Get at those snaps, y'all. Tweet, chat. Let's go.
Okay. Superwhovianfreak.
Twitter at SuperWhovianNut, and on Instagram at GumbyGirl. I really got to change that, man. I hate that. I got to change it.
Jack Malice.
On Twitter at Jack_Malice, and of course we've got the Malice Corp Twitter feed as well, which is just at Malice Corp.
Okay. And if you want to follow me, you have 2 places that you can follow me, either on Twitter at Mest_MaliceCorp, or you can follow me at Instagram for Mest5150. In 2 weeks, I won't be here, so you guys don't have to see my ugly mug in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, so
you'll be after
2
that.
weeks, you got to deal with Bcon and BigPapaMatt going to run the show.
Nice.
All the power.
Tell us what you know.
The power.
Make sure to hit that little like button there, little thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe if you haven't done that already. We're trying to get to that 100 so we can get our personal URL. Since I got told not to say Earl.
Yep.
Once we get to 100, we'll get the personal URL and it'll say our name on the web address. As always, go check out the website, malice-corp.com. We will have links to everything we've talked about below. And with that, if you haven't already, go subscribe to a Kiwi Crate and go through our website. It'll get you a savings off on that Kiwi Crate. But yeah, everybody keep nerding on and have fun. And thanks for coming and watching.
That's right. Stay nerdy out there.